Hello students, in my previous video I will describe about heat, the factors on which heat depends, temperature, factors on which temperature depends, its SI unit, different scale of temperature. Today in this video we discuss about a specific heat capacity. When we give heat energy to the object, then increase in temperature takes place. But actually that increase in temperature, or by how much its temperature increases when we give same amount of heat energy to the same mass of object, it depends upon a specific heat capacity. And we can define a specific heat capacity as a amount of heat energy which increase or decrease temperature of 1 kilogram object by 1 degree Celsius is called a specific heat capacity. If objects having more specific heat capacity, then it needs more heat energy to increase its temperature. And if substance having less heat capacity or less specific heat capacity, then it needs less heat energy to increase its temperature. We all know that when we give same amount of heat energy, same mass of water and oil, then temperature of oil increases faster or more than that of same volume or mass of water, because a specific heat capacity of oil is less than that of water. Therefore, it gets heated faster and cools faster. But actually water has a high specific heat capacity. Due to this, it gets slowly heated and slowly cooled, or more amount of heat energy needed to increase temperature of same volume of oil. And today in this video we discuss about a specific heat capacity in details, and on which factor a specific heat capacity of object depends. At first we write the name of chapter. Class 10 Science. At first we define a specific heat capacity. And we can define it amount of heat energy required to change temperature of one kilogram object by 1 degree Celsius. Is called a specific heat capacity. And from definition it is clear that a specific heat capacity is amount of heat energy are given. the heat energy is measured in joule. Needed to increase temperature of, that is amount of heat energy, joule, or also we can define it like a SI unit of S. A specific heat capacity is denoted by S. And here from heat equation we know that Q equal to ms dt. Here Q is amount of heat energy, m is mass of object, S is specific heat capacity, and dt is change in temperature. From that we can define S equal to Q by m dt. And SI unit of Q is joule per kg. Mass is here kg and temperature is degree Celsius, or joule per kg degree Celsius is the SI unit of specific heat capacity. That specific heat capacity and heat capacity are a different term. At first we describe about that a specific heat capacity depends upon the nature of molecule, and therefore we write different substance has different specific heat capacity. Because these are made up of different kind of molecules, and therefore we know that here heat depends upon types of molecule. Different types of molecules having different specific heat capacity. As for example, a specific heat capacity of water is 4200 joule per kg degree Celsius. 4200 joule per kg degree Celsius here. That is, water has maximum or highest specific heat capacity. And what does it mean that here? It means 4200 joule heat energy needed to increase temperature of 1 kilogram water by 1 degree Celsius. Also we can write it gives 4200 joule heat energy when 1 kilogram of water cooled by 1 degree Celsius. That specific heat capacity gives information that how much heat energy absorbed to increase 1 kilogram object by temperature of 1 kilogram object by 1 degree Celsius, and how much heat energy released when 1 kilogram object cooled by 1 degree Celsius. On both conditions, by heating or cooling, if change in temperature is 1 degree Celsius, then heat released or absorbed is equal to the specific heat capacity. Generally, metals having low specific heat capacity, and change in temperature or increase in temperature or decrease in temperature of substance due to absorption of heat energy is inversely proportional to specific heat capacity. It means when a specific heat capacity of object is low, then more change in temperature takes place due to absorption of heat energy. When a specific heat capacity is high, then less change in temperature or less increase or decrease, or temperature get increased or decreased by less amount due to absorption of more heat energy. Here water needs 4200 joule heat energy to change temperature of 1 kilogram water by 1 degree Celsius, whereas soil or sand has a specific heat capacity 330 joule per kg degree Celsius. It means what? Listen here. When 1 kilogram of soil only absorbs 330 joule heat energy, then its temperature get increased by 1 degree Celsius. Therefore, that specific heat capacity gives us information about by how much its temperature increases or object get cools faster when it has less specific heat capacity, and delay get heated when it has more specific heat capacity. And here due to high specific heat capacity causes several type of effects are seen or found in surrounding. These are called consequences of high specific heat capacity of water. Listen. So what are the different advantages or consequences? First is here, water is used in engine as coolant or cooling agent. In engine, water is used. Why? Because high specific heat capacity of water causes it absorb more heat energy and cool engine faster. What happens when we replace water used in engine by oil? Then oil has a less specific heat capacity, therefore oil can't cool engine properly, and after certain times heat energy produced in engine due to friction increases and it may get seized or blast. Other here, water is or water bandage is used during fever. During fever, body temperature increases and water having high specific heat capacity, therefore water bandage absorb more heat energy and cool body faster. By same way we can explain that function of water bandage. Other we can write, third application is there, climate of coastal region remains fairly constant. It is also due to the high specific heat capacity. And here we write high specific heat capacity causes temperature of seawater cool slowly, or seawater increases slowly during the day, whereas and cool slowly during the night. As a result, climatic condition fairly remains constant. Other we can write high specific heat capacity causes water is used in hot water bag. Hot water bag contains hot water and which is used to warm up our body parts like a joints, back, and that water having high specific heat capacity which gives more heat energy to the body and keeps our body warmer. If we use oil instead of water in hot water bag, then it get cool faster and can't keep our body warm. And here we write high specific heat capacity of water causes it gives more heat energy and keep body warmer. And these are called different advantage or consequences or application of high specific heat capacity. Other effect we found in environment like a sea breeze and land breeze. Occurs in coastal region or in seaside. It is also due to high difference between a specific heat capacity of water and land on coastal region. And reason for that is here a specific heat capacity of soil is less than that of water. Therefore, during daytime, layer of air above sea or above land becomes hot. Land becomes hot and rise up. Such place filled by blow off cold air from sea to land. That is called sea breeze. And just opposite, during the night time, the layer of air above land cool faster, and the layer of air on the sea remains hot, and cold air blow from. And here we write, during the night time, a layer of air on land cools faster due to low specific heat capacity of soil causes during night time the layer of air becomes cooler, and above the sea layer of air remains hotter, and cold air blow from land to sea, which is called land breeze. And in this way, what we found that the main reason for sea breeze and land breeze is difference in a specific heat capacity of land or soil and water. Other is here, days in desert remains cold. That is, question may ask like that here. Days in desert remains hot, whereas night is cold. Why? It is mainly due to low specific heat capacity of your soil. Low specific heat capacity of soil causes during daytime heated faster, and during night time cool faster, and the day remains hotter and the night remains cold. And in this way, these are the different effects caused by a specific heat capacity. And other term we define that simply heat capacity. Heat capacity. Heat capacity is the amount of heat energy required to change the temperature of given substance by 1 degree Celsius. Here heat capacity is independent to the mass. How much is the mass? It doesn't matter. How much heat energy needed to change the temperature of given substance by 1 degree Celsius is called here heat capacity, and SI unit is here joule per degree Celsius. Yeah. And in this way heat capacity is independent to the mass. In the next video we discuss about different numerical related to a specific heat capacity, heat equation and principle of calorimetry related to transmission of heat. Thank you.